So they say Americans don't love football. They say Americans don't watch soccer. They say if you say soccer, you don't know football. They say if you say football, it means you are European, not American, or you don't live in America. Bro, I have followed football all my life. And for the first time, the World Cup came to the United States of America, and I wanted to go see a match. But however, I do not have 2,000, 3,000. $60,000. I did not have even $300 to pay to watch one of the games. So I decided to attend one of the fun watch parties in Miami, South Beach. And it was a hell of an experience. It's one of the greatest experiences you ever have. I mean, it's nice to be at the stadium if you can afford it because the stadium experience is real, it's different, it's fantastic. But it is also awesome to be at one of these watch parties if you cannot be at the stadium, especially watching a game with Argentinians. Look, I've watched football with different fans from different countries. But watching football with Argentinians is a different feeling. It's a different vibe. It's a different level of interest and excitement. Let me break it down. So when I got to South Beach, I got there pretty early because the game was to start in about an hour. And when I got there, the whole of South Beach was filled with Argentinian fans. Well, I don't know how many Argentinian fans made it to Miami, but I heard that about 50,000 of them made it here. And out of the 50,000, a lot of them were already at the stadium. So I was surprised that on the street of Miami, South Beach, there were too many Argentinians. But out of the many, many Argentinians, there were also pockets of Cape Verdean fans who were so proud of their country and could not resist the temptation to cheer for their country. And of course, I was cheering for Cape Verde in my heart, but because we were in an Argentinian dominant neighborhood, I decided to hide my interest and be neutral. So I was neutral, but in my heart, I was cheering for Cape Verde. And for the first time, I saw diamonds, I saw gold, I saw pearls. Why am I saying diamond, gold, and pearls? Because Cape Verdeans are rare to find. There are just about 500,000 people, and most of them do not even live on the island. They live in the diaspora. So I was surprised to find so many Cape Verdeans at South Beach. I interacted with a few of them, posted in my previous videos. You can see some of the interactions, and I'll be posting more. But what really caught my attention was how much Argentinians love their team. Wow. Argentinians really love Argentina. They support their team throughout the entire game, whether they are playing big team or small team. Look, do not be fooled. Cape Verde is my team of the tournament. They are the team that they haven't really surprised me the most because at the AFCON, they were one of the best teams and they qualified to the next round at the AFCONs. Yeah. So if you've been following football in Africa, you know that Cape Verde has been a team on the ascent in some time now. But Cape Verde is a small team compared to Argentina in terms of pedigree, in terms of achievement. But what Vuzinha, what Mendes, what Cabral, what the Cape Verdean boys did in their first game against Spain, in the second game against Uruguay, in their third game against Saudi Arabia, and now in their fourth game against Argentina, you can never discredit them. All that they deserve is accolades, applause, and credit. So I'm giving all the credit to Cape Verde. They are my team of the tournament. They did exceedingly well. But look, this Argentina they were playing against. So the feeling of most of the Argentinians were that, okay, this is Cape Verde. It's better to play Cape Verde than to play Croatia. It's better to play Cape Verde than to play Japan. It's better to play Cape Verde than to play England. So we are going to chop this one coolly, chop it. This is going to be an easy game. Then the game started. All the Argentinian fans were seated. I mean, they got in the best spot. People were standing, others were seated, but everybody was focused on the game. And this is one of the biggest surprises I had. As I said, they said it's America. Americans don't love football. But it's crazy to see how much attention people were paying to this game between Argentina and Cape Verde. And when Argentina scored, oh my God, the place went haywire. The place went crazy because the place is filled with different sports, with different television and different network. Sometimes when the goal is scored, you hear the goal from one side before it gets to the other side. So you know that the goal has been scored before it gets to the spot you're watching the game from. So you hear like goal before another goal, then another goal. But the point is this: the Argentinians were locked in. When they win, the whole place becomes loud. When they score, no win. When they score, the whole place becomes loud. So I was surprised. I was like, man, these Cape Verde guys are playing. Why are you all cheering and making noise? But when Cape Verde scores, the whole place become quiet, except the few Cape Verdean fans. And even after some time, the Cape Verdeans who were around, I didn't hear them making a lot of cheers after their teams even scored and equalized in the extra time. And when Argentina scored, oh my god, I thought that was the end of it. No, that was not the end of it. They took over the street of South Beach. Yeah, they poured into the streets like an ocean. They poured into the streets like a lagoon pouring into the ocean. They had what we call a procession. You see them with Argentinian flags. You see them with Argentinian shirts. You see them all over the place, crashing people's interviews. I mean, with love, if you're trying to have an interview, they'll just pop in and start jumping up and down, throwing up their hands and celebrating. But what surprised me is that, bro, I was like, it's Quevedo guys played against. So what is all the excitement about? But now I understand. Argentinians are passionate. They support their team with heart. They support their team with everything that they got. It doesn't matter who they play. It could be Portugal, it could be France, it could be Cape Verde. And of course, they're the defending champions, you know. So Cape Verde gave them a really tough time. They thought it was going to be an easy game, but Cape Verde showed them that they really had to earn it. And I must say, Argentina fought really hard. I mean, there have been a lot of controversies about some of the refereeing decisions, but that is not the point. The point is that the Argentinian fans, no matter what their team goes through, really, really love their team. So after Argentina won, oh, they took over the street of Miami in a procession, jumping up and down, shouting, crashing into interviews. They were everywhere. They were everywhere. They were everywhere. The Argentinians are everywhere. And the takeover of Miami was crazy. I have never seen football fans this passionate before. Yeah, singing. I mean, I don't know some of the songs, but they were cheering, singing, dancing. What was this? Tangoing, doing everything to celebrate this victory. And I hope that, I mean, they get a lot of these victories because they are one of the fan bases that are very, 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 very cheerful. That really, really love their team and their players, and they cheer for them no matter what. Argentina had to wait for a long time to win the World Cup in 2022, but now they've won it for the third time, and they are here to win